Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Suburban Ice here in Rochester, Michigan, as we've got a matchup today between Little Caesars Farmington Hills, your 2013 team, and the home Rattlers from Rochester, as we'll be getting this one going here in just a couple of minutes as teams completing warm-ups here. I'll say a short stands here, so going to be a little bit of a challenging view for us. We'll try and get you as best as we can through this one. As always, feel free to let me know if things coming through well on the broadcast for us here today, as we are set for the start of this one after warm-ups. This the start of the spring season for this Little Caesars team, and we are excited to be with you here again on Bud's Broadcasting, as some new faces and new places here for Little Caesars, as getting ready to get this spring season underway with a road matchup against the Rochester Rattlers. For those new to the program here for us, feel free to put your shout outs in the chat. Happy to hear from anybody that's out there watching today, as we will get started here in just a couple of minutes with this one. Both teams getting their final instruction. We'll be back for the puck drop. Stay tuned. All right, ready for the start of this one. As puck going to be dropped, 13 minutes on the clock here. As puck will be won by Rochester off that faceoff. They'll move into the offensive zone. Now at the circle, centering chance in front, shot and save there. As a early chance for Rochester. Little Caesars up to the task defensively. And that'll bring us a quick stoppage in play. 12:49 remaining here in the first period. And the Rattlers with an offensive zone opportunity here at the near side circle. Off that face-off, Gunn tries to control it there for Caesars, moves it forward for Fortin. Fortin now, long pass forward for Graham Johnson. Johnson into the offensive zone. No, turned away the other direction. Now through neutral ice, here comes Rochester. Rochester sends it deep into the zone. Go around behind the Caesars net. Calicut has it there for Caesars. He'll move up through the circle. Puck taken away, though, there. Now chance in front. Caesars back defensively. Now another chance. Kick save there. And puck to the near side corner. Gunn fights for it there. Gets around for Calicut. Calicut has it taken off his stick. Here's a chance for Rochester in front. Shot and save on that one. Bud's up to the task again in the pipes for Little Caesars. 12-11 remaining here in the first period, and all the offensive pressure thus far coming from Rochester. Faceoff will come to the left of Bud's in the Caesars net. We won't be able to bring you all the Rochester names today, as they have some new players, no numbers, and we'll get that all figured out through spring. Off the faceoff, puck comes here near side. Kai Malik has it for Caesars. Puck along the near side boards. Now Rochester heads the other way. The Caesars chasing it down there. Picking up is Parker for Caesars, one of the new additions. Josh Parker, we welcome him along, number 8. Now, though, here Rochester, chance offensively. Puck comes to the near side circle. Kai Malik has it there. Malik looking forward for Dawson. Be off the end of his stick. Icing waved off on this one. And the Rattlers will head back deep in their own zone to pick it up. Rochester sends it around far side. 2-on-1 developing here. Will be Parker back for Caesars. Now moving it back. Another shot and score. Rochester with the early 1-0 lead. They score on that 2-on-1 opportunity. And that'll give the home team an early 1-0 lead. Take a quick break and be back for this faceoff. Off the faceoff, Caesars will bring it near side. Del Monte flips it into the offensive zone. Knocked off the end boards there for Caesars. Now the puck comes near side for Bolin. Bolin knocks it forward, and it'll be Lucia. Lucia into the offensive zone. Centering pass. Now a chance for Del Monte, but he couldn't pull the trigger on that one. They'll send it off the end boards. Gunn fighting for it there for Caesars. Puck now off those end boards. Centering chance. That knocked away by Rochester. and they'll bring it out through neutral ice. Chance here into the offensive zone. Long shot, save, kicked away there by Buds. Now sticked away. Now he'll jump on top of that one. No, it's loose. And puck along the end boards. Now puck to the far side. Delmonte fighting for it there for Caesars. Rochester will step into that one. Whoa, is an oddball puck there. Came off Bud's pad and to the near side. Rattlers now have it at neutral ice. They'll send it in offside, and that'll bring us a stoppage in play. 10:21 remaining here in the first period. Well, we mentioned some new faces. Want to welcome the Medley family and the Wagner-Ray family, the Sublin family, Schreiner family, and the Parker family to this team here. Springers as well as a new goalie partner for Evan Buds. Springers couldn't make it today. We hope maybe they're watching along at some point in this broadcast. 10:20 to go here in the first period. Puck now along the near side boards. Caesars will send it around far side. Trying to hold it in there is Johnson, but Rochester will knock it out to neutral ice. It's Dorchin now back defensively. He's in front of his own bench. Puck will come loose at the center ice circle and comes to the near side now. Rochester trying to move it in the offensive zone. They will. Here's a chance to the slot. Long shot up off Bud's chest and to the near side for Caesars. Caesars back in their defensive zone, fighting for the puck along the near side boards. It'll be Fortin to come away with it. Fortin, long pass for Johnson off his stick. In front of the Rochester bench. He'll move in at the circle. In shot. Bouncing puck, and that one goes to the end boards. 9:30 remaining here in the first period. Rochester now with the puck in front of their own bench. Long pass. Here's a chance. Breaking in is Rochester. In shot. Saved by Buds off the stick. And puck comes now to the near side. Caesars regrouping in their own zone. Calicut sends it forward. Off the stick of Fortin. Collision in neutral ice there. Another collision in neutral ice. And it's Poupard back to get it for Rochester. They try and send it deep, but it's held away. And now sent deep again, and Caesars will give chase. Dorchin has it. Circles behind his own net. Now comes to the far side. Dorchin makes a move. Oh, taken off his stick, though. And Rochester comes in offensively, covered by Buds. 8:47 remaining here in the first period. An offensive zone face-off for Rochester. They are out to the early 1-0 lead. Want to give a shout-out to Karen, and I'm guessing Paul as well, joining us. Hopefully from warmer Orlando than we're dealing with here in Michigan. A rainy, cold one here in spring season. Off that face-off, Rochester sends it forward. Now into the near side. Now along the end boards. Gunn has it there. Gunn taken down. Penalty call coming here as it'll be Little Caesars with a chance on the power play. As we'll take a quick break, get some things set here, and we'll be back for an offensive zone face-off for Caesars in just a moment. Offensive zone face-off now for Caesars. Puck sent around to the far side, now along the end boards, now to the near side. Rochester trying to clear it out of the zone, held in point by Parker, but then knocked over his stick, and Gunn will pick it up the other way. Gunn into the offensive zone at the far side circle, now circles behind the net. Gunn now over near side. Pressure there for Rochester. Long shot that doesn't make its way through. Now cleared down the length of the ice, as that one will be covered by Buds, and he'll send it forward for Parker. Parker now picks it up, sends it forward for Medley. Medley now down the ice for Kai Malik. Off Kai's stick and to the end boards. Now out to the point. As trying to hold it in there was Schreiner, but not able to do that. And puck here through neutral ice. Now Rochester looking to go the other way. Taken away there by Dawson. Dawson sends it far side. Delmonte trying to get to that puck. Just out of his reach. And they'll move forward. Delmonte at the circle picks up possession again. Trying to set something up on the power play. Comes near side for Bolin. Bolin steps into one. Shot, bouncing puck. That knocked away, and the Rattlers looking to come out the other direction. Knocked away there, though, and sent deep for Caesars into the offensive zone. It's along those end boards, deep in the Rattler zone. Puck now around the end boards to the far side. Del Monte holds it there. Monte looking for a centering attempt. Lucia parked out in front of the net. Dawson taken down there on the chance for the Rattlers now coming out of the zone. That one off the stick of Bolin. Play going to come in front of us here as it's knocked away, and Lucia will come away with it for Caesars. Puck back and forth here through neutral ice. Now finally goes deep into the Caesars zone, and puck along the end boards. Schreiner fighting for it there for Caesars. Looking for a wraparound attempt here. That one knocked away by Bolin. Now again, loose off the post. Loose again, in and score. As rebound chance there, and Rochester takes a 2-0 lead here. 6:19 remaining in the first period. We'll take a quick break and be back for the face-off at center ice. Now off the face-off, Rochester into the offensive zone again, looking for the slot once more. Graham Johnson, though, picks it up defensively for Caesars. Rochester around behind the net, centering chance in front, shot, and score. As right on the doorstep there, Rochester strikes again, and it's a 3-0 lead with 6:02 remaining here in the first period. Well, trouble in front of the net on that one for Caesars defensively, as they'll try and get things sorted out here. We've got a 3-0 Rochester lead, 6:02 to go here in the first period. The face-off. Rochester back in their own zone. Interception there by Graham Johnson, trying to hold it there along the far side boards. He'll send it towards the slot, but that's knocked away. No one home there for Caesars. And it'll be Calicut back defensively for Caesars. Now to Fortin. Fortin is taken out of the play there. Dirty play. And that'll send the Rochester Rattlers to a penalty kill there. As throwing bows on that one, and a big hit right in front of us. As that will send a Rattler player to the penalty box. And that'll put some power play time up on the clock for Little Caesars. Don't have a name to go with that number one. Perhaps Demicoli, but I'm not certain, as not all the players have assigned numbers for Rochester. Normally try and give you the names of who's out there, but today not going to be the case with spring rosters. As here's a chance now for Caesars. Back defensively now taken away, though. Rochester, almost had a chance there. As looking for another offensive zone opportunity. Now, puck along the far side board. Caesars trying to regroup here on the power play. As heavy collision there in front of the Rochester bench. Players tied up there. As it's Caesars now looking to the point for Parker. Parker lets a shot go, saved by the Rochester goalie. And puck goes to the far side boards. Held in there by Caesars. Chance in front. Malik on the doorstep. Shot and score! Kai Malik gets Caesars on the board with the first goal of this spring season. Kai Malik cleans that one up in front of the net. And Caesars on the board. We'll take a quick break and be back for the face-off. Face-off now at center ice. Schreiner back there for Caesars. Rochester looking to get in the offensive zone, but it's taken away there by Lucia. Lucia down the near side, boards. Now goes to the end. Now sent around the far side by Rochester. Nice job to hold it in there for Caesars. Now puck comes out to neutral ice. Caesars back to retrieve that one. It's Schreiner. Schreiner looking near side for Bolin. Bolin forward here for Lucia. Lucia now makes a move. Knocked off his stick. And Garrett Gunn in there to get it for Caesars. Oh, an offside whistle on that one. 4:34 to go here in the first period. It's a 3-1 Rattlers lead. As we'll get set for a neutral zone faceoff. This one just outside of the Rochester zone. Garrett Gunn to take the face-off there for the visitors. As face-off will be one to Lucia. Lucia at the near side circle now. Winds up shot. Knocked away by the Rochester goalie, and Lucia behind the net. Lucia trying to go back to the forehand, set one up there. Now comes near side, still holding that puck, but knocked away, and moving the other way will be Vanacek for Rochester. Can't get out of the zone, though, as the Rattlers now back to the far side boards. They'll move forward, trying to get past Schreiner, not able to knock that one away, and puck comes to the near side. Puck now around to the near side boards, comes into the slot. Schreiner will pick it up there for Caesars. Long pass forward for Lucia. Lucia into the offensive zone across the blue line. Makes a move, now knocked to the end boards, and Rochester back to pick it up there. Knocked away, though, by Caesars in the offensive zone. Shot, stick save there, as some heavy hitting happening out here in this one. Puck now comes to the near side boards. Giving chase is Del Monte. Del Monte was looking for Lucia, but he was headed for the bench. Now here comes Dawson. Dawson into the offensive zone, lets a shot go. Save and cover by the Rochester goalie, as we've got 3:20 to go here in the first period. Rochester with a 3-1 lead. Dawson to take the face-off for Caesars in the offensive zone. Puck is dropped, and between both players there, Dorchin picks up the point, knocked off his stick, though, and Rochester headed the other way. Offensive zone chance, 2-on-1. Here they come into the slot. Shot saved by Buds, and knocked to the far side boards. Rochester keeping up the pressure here, though. Man in front, unmarked. That went off the side of the net. Now puck comes to the near side circle. Oh, Dorchin loses in front. Chance in front, knocked away, and off the end boards. Caesars now gives chase. It's Johnson trying to clear it out, but puck comes around near side. Puck along the near side boards. It's now brought out by Fortin. Fortin, long pass for Johnson. Johnson across the red line and sends it into the Rochester zone. Picked up there by the Rochester defenders. They'll try and move it around near side. 2:20 to go here in this first period. Rochester long pass. That knocked away and in on an offside. No whistle on that one. Not sure what we were looking at there, but not an offside apparently, as Caesars will send the puck deep in the offensive zone. Now comes around, back out to neutral ice. Dorchin picks it up there. Dorchin backhands it. It's picked up there by the Rattlers, and they'll send a long pass here near side. That's going to come to an icing call, as we'll have a stoppage in play. 1:57 remaining in the first period, as that'll bring us down to the Rochester end with an offensive zone face-off opportunity for Caesars. Well, for any of us watching out there in the chat, always willing to give some shout-outs to who's out there. We see Mr. Malik, Ms. Calicut also there as well. And mentioned the Hawkers before. If anybody's got a story about their player or what's going on in their world, happy to have those on the chat as well. As the puck now back out to neutral ice for Caesars. As it comes near side, Parker trying to move it forward for Caesars. It's knocked away there. Garrett Gunn also in as well. Medley back for Caesars there, and the puck will go deep into the Caesars zone. Puck picked up there by Sublin. Sublin now forward for Malik. Malik taken down on that play. Penalty coming, as Caesars will send it deep, and it'll be Rochester to touch that one up. 1:18 to go here in the first period, and Caesars headed back for a power play opportunity. As we'll say, not the best camera angle we could have ever had at a hockey rink here. 2 big rows of stands and not much place to go to get you a better angle. So I know it's going to be hard down there in the far side. We'll do the very best to describe to you what we have going on. As right now, it's a 3-1 lead for Rochester. Caesars has 1:30 of power play time coming up on the clock here. As puck is dropped, and Rochester back to pick this one up. We don't have the penalty on the scoreboard yet, but see how that goes. As puck now at neutral ice, it's Gunn to pick it up for Caesars. Gunn for Medley, now looking for Sublin. Taken away there by Rochester, but Gunn will go the other way. Potential 3-on-2 if they hurry. Garrett Gunn up the middle, through the slot, in shot, knocked away. And the puck comes to the near side. 1 minute remaining here in the first period. Puck now out to the near side. Boards held in by Gunn at the point, but then it'll skip his stick, and it'll be headed back the other way. Rochester looking to put on some heavy pressure there, but it's taken away by Sublin. Sublin now with the puck down the far side into the offensive zone. He'll stop at the circle. Shot. That knocked away by the defender. And puck will come around to the far side boards. Lucia holds it in, tries for the slot. Knocked away by Rochester, and the puck comes to the near side. Penalty now coming here. I think this one will be on Caesars, as puck now will go the length of the ice. No icing. Yes, an icing call, and we're going to get a hook call coming here, as I do believe that'll be on Garrett Gunn for a penalty on the hook. So we'll see if they can get things figured out on the scoreboard here. 18.7 seconds remaining here in the first period. Garrett Gunn headed to the penalty box, as we're going to see if they can get that one up on the board or not. They do. 1 minute 30 seconds of penalty time for Garrett Gunn on the hook. Faceoff will come to the left of the Caesars net, as it'll be 18.7 seconds to go in this period. Faceoff dropped. Oh, and a whistle, as we've got something on the ice that had to be picked up by the official. That'll bring us a quick stoppage here. Puck now dropped. Goes behind the Caesars net. Rochester looking to set up a power play chance here. Dawson back, fighting for it, along with Schreiner. Puck now into the front in the slot, but knocked away. And now that will be the expiration of time here at the end of the first period. So it's a 3-1 Rochester lead here at their home ice. We'll take a quick break, get ready for the start of the second period, and we'll be back in just a moment. "13 minutes up on the clock here for the start of this second period. The team's playing 4-on-4, so there's still some penalty time left on that Rochester penalty, as the puck now is up and over into the Rochester bench, as the clock is still running, though, as the scorekeeper now finally gets a stop on that one, as we've got 12:48 remaining here in the second period, according to what the scoreboard says. A few extra seconds there, but who's counting? Face off now in the Caesar zone, as now Rochester back at full strength. A minute of power play time for the Rattlers. It's Caesars moving along to the near side boards, trying to clear it out of the zone. Not able to do it. It'll be knocked back to the end boards, and puck comes around near side again. Caesars trying to fight it out down these near side boards. Not able to do it. Shot in front. Save. Covered. And, oh, a goal. As that one in on the rebound got under the trapper of Buds, and Rochester takes a 4-1 lead. Faceoff will come to center ice. 3-goal lead here for Rochester on their home ice. Now off that faceoff, they're looking for more, but knocked aside, and that goes in on an offside call. That'll bring us another faceoff in neutral ice here with 12:19 remaining in the second period. Faceoff just outside the Caesars defensive blue line, as it's Rochester trying to move down through the near side circle. Collision behind the play there, as we're going to have a stoppage on a checking call. I'm going to be interested to see who's going to get the call here. It's just a big collision. I think it's going to be the Rochester player that's going to be sent to the box on this one, as he just came in with a head of steam. We'll see if I'm right on that, as that will bring the face-off down. Yes, that will be the same number 1 who's been throwing his weight around out there. That'll take us down for an offensive zone face-off for Caesars. 12:09 remaining here in the second period. Puck now out to the point. Calicut in, shot. Oh, just knocked aside. Graham Johnson trying for the tip. Dorchin now pinching here. Watch out, Rochester going to try and take it the other direction. It'll come out, and they'll send it down the length of the ice. It'll be Calicut to pick it up behind his own net. Oh, dangerous. Sends it in front into the slot, but it'll be Dorchin looking forward for Johnson. Johnson through neutral ice. Now picking it up is Calicut. In, shot, score! Calicut from the slot cuts that to a 2-goal differential, and Caesars on the board here. 4-2 is the score on the goal from Rowan Calicut. Face-off now back at center ice. Caesars looking to keep up that momentum after the power play goal. Puck is banked off the near side boards. It'll be Kai Malik fighting for it there. He'll come away with it. But then it's knocked aside, and Parker will send it into the Rochester zone. They'll easily pick it back up the other way. Puck ping-ponging back and forth through neutral ice here, as Parker now picks it up at the red line. He's into the offensive zone. He'll let a shot go up off the trapper and loose. Now puck along the far side boards. Garrett Gunn fighting for it there. Gunn looking along with Medley. Medley looking for Gunn, but that one knocked aside. Now chance in front. Whoa! As Gunn was crashing the net. Loose puck. And puck comes to the near side. Sublin fighting for it there. Sublin and Medley. Gunn getting into the action as well down the near side boards. As now a whistle, as we're going to get a penalty coming on a cross check, as it's going to be Adam Sublin headed to the box for Caesars. That'll put them down a player, and it'll be a penalty kill opportunity here for Caesars. 10:47 to go in the second period. Faceoff is going to come down into the Caesars zone. Defensive zone faceoff here on the penalty kill. 1:30 of power play time going up on the clock for the home Rochester Rattlers. Off that face-off, it's sent deep. Rochester giving chase, but Everett Dawson right there as well. That's going to be a penalty on the interference call. A great call there by the official. That's exactly what happened, as they tried to rub Everett Dawson out of that play, and Rochester blows that power play opportunity with a penalty on one that they were trying to keep Everett Dawson from getting loose, as it's now going to be an offensive zone faceoff for Caesars, as we've got 10:35 to go here in the second period. Be Garrett Gunn to take this one. No, make that Everett Dawson to take this faceoff. It's one back by Rochester. They try and send it out to the dot. They do. Long pass here comes near side. That missed, though, by Pupard, and it'll be Schreiner back to pick it up there for Caesars. He'll lose it though. Long shot in. Rebound chance in front. And loose. Still loose. And knocked aside. As puck now cleared out. As a little talking in the net there, I do believe. That one will go down the length of the ice for an icing call. And that'll bring us a stoppage in play with 10:08 remaining here in the second period. We've got 1:02 in penalty time on the clock for the Rattlers. 52 seconds up on the clock for Caesars, playing 4-on-4. And that'll create some wide open ice for these two teams. As faceoff now comes to the left of the Caesars net. Out to the point. Long shot, bouncing puck that knocked aside, now into the slot. Chance here for the Rochester defender to pinch in. Now another long shot, bouncing puck knocked aside by Buds. And the puck goes to the far side boards. Rochester trying to get one into the slot again. Circles, comes near side behind the net. And puck along the near side board. Caesars fighting for it there. Now comes out to the slot, and there'll be a chance here for Calicut. He'll send it off the far side boards, but it's knocked away, and Rochester into the offensive zone again. Rochester stop, turn, out to the point. Nice job by Garrett Gunn to put pressure on there. And the puck will trickle to the near side and out. As it's Rochester circling now in neutral ice. Here's a chance as they're into the offensive zone. To the far side boards, into the far side corner. Now here comes Sam Fortin, though. Fortin and Gunn, if they can hurry. Fortin, long pass for Gunn. Gunn, one man to beat. In, shot. Score! Garrett Gunn off the trapper, and he cuts it to a 1-goal deficit. Caesars on the board again. It's a 4-3 lead for Rochester following that goal by Garrett Gunn. Face-off now at center ice. The Rochester coaches complaining about something, as it's got to be someone's fault, I'm sure, as it's a 4-3 Rochester lead here. Having a lot of discussion over there, as we've got 9:01 remaining here in the second period. We're now ready to go as the conference has ended. Face-off is won back towards the Caesars defensive zone. Picking up there is Sublin. Sublin trying to clear it out. Gets it, and Gunn tripped up there, but no call on that one. Now puck into the offensive zone for Caesars. Fortin fighting, but it's knocked aside there. And Rochester trying to head the other way. Nice job there by Graham Johnson. Johnson in now. He's got a chance to hurry. Graham Johnson in. He's taken out. There's going to be no call on that one, as the referee shook his head no on that one. Graham Johnson with it again, though, fighting towards the slot. He's knocked off the puck again, and Rochester will send it around to the far side. Caesars trying to hold it in. Garrett Gunn loses the handle here. Potential 2-on-1. Nice job defensively there for Caesars to snuff that one out, as I believe that was Sublin back there for Caesars. Puck now comes near side. No, now back into the end boards. Gunn back there, sends it around far side, looking for Parker. Parker has it there, but it's taken away again by Rochester into the slot. Now from the point, long shot that up over the goal and comes near side. Graham Johnson trying to get it out there for Caesars. He will, long pass. Was looking for Sublin, but now the other way. Whoa! Gunn with a nice defensive play there to snuff out what could have been a breakaway. Rochester in now to the slot. Chance in front. Save and knocked away again. Nice job there defensively for Caesars. Now a chance here. Kai Malik in. Oh, no, just jumped his stick. And Rochester heading the other way. Rochester into the offensive zone. Knocked aside. Nice job there by Gunn again. And puck comes to Kai Malik. No, just out of his reach. And Rochester back defensively. Puck now into neutral ice. Kai Malik with it there. Across the blue line. Stops. Lets one go in on the net. Bouncing puck and knocked just aside, near side for Rochester. Jones now picking it up for the Rattlers. Sent into the Caesars zone, but immediately back out the other way. 6:52 to go in this second period. Puck now comes to neutral ice. Jones has it, gains the red line, and sends it deep. Caesars will give chase. No icing on this one. Puck comes around to the near side corner, looking for Malik on the outlet pass. But Rochester holds it in, then knocked out, and puck will come down these near side boards. Picked up by Rochester, sent far side. Now a long pass here, Rochester into the offensive zone. Stopping a shot, and that one well wide. 6:20 to go in this second period. Puck out to the point, that's held in. But Rochester sends it around the boards to no one in particular. Puck now along the end boards, though. Rochester does control it there. Everett Dawson back checking there. Nice job. He'll pick it up and send a pass out looking for Kai Malik. It's out to neutral ice and almost an offside, but waved off. And puck now back into the defensive zone for Rochester. Brum picks it up, sends it forward. That one will go wide of the net. No, covered by Buds as it almost went by. 5:47 to go in the second period. We'll have a stoppage in play. It's a 4-3 Rochester lead here on their home ice at Suburban Ice Rochester. 5:47 to go here in the second period. Faceoff will come in the offensive zone for the Rattlers. Garrett Gunn to take this one for the Caesars team. Faceoff 1 to Dorchin. Dorchin will flick it out to neutral ice. And it'll be Rochester giving chase. Del Monte right on it, though, offensively. Del Monte sends one into the slot. Now out to the point for Dorchin. Lets a shot go. Lucia giving chase. And he's got it now around near side. Dorchin up at the point. Lets a shot go. Lucia tries to knock it down. Now puck off the end boards. Ooh, now back around near side. Lucia tries to hold it in. Now comes to the point for Dorchin. Dorchin off his stick. Wasn't able to get a good shot off on that one. And Rochester headed the other way. Rochester a chance into the clear. In, shot, and wide. And puck comes to the near side boards. 5 minutes to go in this one. Puck at the point. Knocked aside now to the near side boards. Rochester looking for offensive zone pressure, but it's taken away. Here comes Garrett Gunn. Gunn with a burst of speed into the offensive zone at the near side circle. Now stops at the end boards as he'll fight for it. Looks in front for Del Monte. Bouncing puck. Oh, but Del Monte was tied up. And puck goes to the far side. Held in there by Calicut. Long shot. Bouncing puck. Rebound in front. Bouncing. Now off the end boards. Lucia sends it around near side. Rochester going to look to go the other way. Here's a chance now. Knocked off the puck, though, there. And here comes Dorchin. Dorchin through neutral ice. He's got it in the offensive zone. Dorchin at the circle. Lets a shot go. And that goes around to the far side. Lucia picks it up there and sends it around. Now it's in the end board. Caesar's going for a change. Rochester with it. Near side. Gunn takes it away. Garrett Gunn in. Shot and covered. As nice offensive zone pressure there for Caesars. 4:03 to go in the second period. Take a quick break and bring you that face-off in just a moment. Set now for the offensive zone face-off. Comes to the near side. Boards held in by Sublin. Sublin, though, has it taken off his stick, and going the other way is Jones. Jones in at the circle. Let's shot go. No, knocked aside. Now Chance puts it towards the goal mouth, but Caesar's doing a great job to get back defensively there. Puck now in front of the Rochester bench. Still in the offensive zone. Giving chase will be Dawson. He'll go behind his own net. Look for Graham Johnson near side. Graham Johnson has it there. Long pass forward. Doesn't connect, and Rochester picks it up there. Across the red line. Rochester turns it right back over. Parker picks it up for Caesars. And puck comes near side. Graham Johnson giving chase. It's knocked forward, though. And it'll be a whistle on the offside call. 3:12 remaining here in the second period. Rochester with a 4-3 lead. And Caesars looking to get that equalizer. Face off at neutral ice. Be Everett Dawson to take that face-off for Caesars. He's not able to tie it up there. Puck will go into the near side corner. Deep in the Caesars zone. It's sent around the boards by Schreiner. Schreiner to the far side, looking for Fortin. It's knocked out, and a chance here for Dawson. Dawson in one-on-one. Dawson at the circle, lets a shot. Oh, no, Deke. Oh, and just wide. Puck now comes to the end boards. Dawson fighting for it there. Heavy pressure. Now here's Fortin. Fortin in shot. That one goes wide and goes to the far side boards. Now trying to hold it in at the point is Bolin. Bolin fighting for position. Dawson there as well in front of the Caesars bench. As puck now out to neutral ice. Sam Fortin with it there. Fortin sends it near side. Comes forward for Johnson. But Rochester's Brum will send it back through neutral ice. Bolin now looking for a pass forward. That knocked aside, and that one will go down for an icing call with 2:10 here in the second period. It'll be an offensive zone face-off chance for Caesars. Well, we're glad everybody could watch along with us tonight. This first spring game for this Caesars team. Some new faces and new places, and we're glad to have everybody along for the ride. Try and give as many of those new families a shout out. We did earlier in the game, and we'll try and continue to do that. As the puck now along the end boards. It was Medley giving chase there for Caesars, one of the new players. As Dorchin now has it in his own zone. Come off the near side boards. Dorchin with some speed into the offensive zone. At the circle, lets a shot go. That one knocked aside by the Rochester goalie. Puck now along the far side boards. Puck comes to Garrett Gunn. Garrett Gunn at the top of the circle. Shot knocked in and score! Kai Malik on the deflection. Gunn to Malik, and what a play there. Right in on the Rochester goalie. And Caesars has tied this one up at 4 on a beautiful play. And we have a whole new game here, ladies and gentlemen, with 1:37 remaining in the second period. Face off now at the center ice dot. Caesars will send it in, and that will go on an icing call. 1:32 remaining in the second period, and it will be a face-off deep in the Caesars defensive zone. This one all tied up at 4. Face-off will come to the left of the Caesars net. Puck dropped, and it's now along the near side boards. Comes to the point for Rochester, though. They let a shot go, trying to tip drill their own shot in. Floating puck, knocked aside. Knocked aside again, still loose, wide off the post, and in. As they were able to keep fighting for that one, and Rochester answers back to make it a 5-4 lead for the home Rattlers. Back just in a second for this faceoff. .117 to go here in the second period. Caesars looking if they can answer back now off the faceoff. Puck is in front of the Rochester bench. Turned over there for Dawson. Dawson will send it forward, and Caesars will give chase. Rochester, though, looking now. Here's a turnover. Sublin in off a skate, and that goes wide. Now Dawson at the circle. Looking to work a play there with Lucia. Puck comes around near side. Sublin tries to hold it in and does at the circle. Lets a shot go in. That knocked aside, and Rochester looking to go the other way. Sublin going to have to hurry here defensively. Does, but Jones picks it up for Rochester. Play here in neutral ice in front of the Rochester bench. Knocked aside there by Dawson. He was looking for Lucia, but Rochester comes away with it and sends it down the length of the ice. That will go for an icing call with 32.8 seconds remaining here in the second period. We'll go down for an offensive zone faceoff for Caesars. As this one a back and forth affair here. Caesars had tied it up at 4, but then the Rattlers get the next one. See if Caesars can turn the tables and make this a 5-5 game. 32.8 seconds to go in this second period. Garrett Gunn to take the face-off for Caesars. It's won, though, by Rochester. Gunn, though, fast in there to knock it aside, and the puck into the far side corner. Johnson fights for it there, tries to get it into the slot, looking for Fortin. It was knocked aside. Now puck along the end boards. Fortin ties it up there. Both players all tied up there. Puck now still along the end boards. Fortin comes away with it. Fortin for Gunn. Shot. Score! Garrett Gunn equalizes again as Fortin with a great pass for Gunn with 5 seconds remaining here in the second period. It's a 5-5 game. Five seconds to go in this second period. Face-off one back by Caesars, and that one will go to the end boards. Time will expire here in the second period, and this one will be decided as they all are in the third, but we enter that even at 5 goals apiece. We'll take a break, and we'll be back here for the start of the third period. Ready for the start of this third period. It's going to be Everett Dawson to take the face-off for Caesars. Caesars in the light blue, moving left to right as you watch here. And Rochester, the home team, in white, moving right to left as we have, 14-11 up on the clock, as I think they're trying to potentially match up with that curfew clock, as we may run out of time on this one here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep an eye on that curfew clock. 14 up on both of them. Offside call here as Caesars tried to get into the zone. Keep an eye on that as we have a running clock on this one, everybody. As puck not going to stop for this one. Clock not going to stop as we're just going to run it along here. 5-5 is the score, and we are constrained by the curfew clock. So Caesars into the offensive zone. Here's a chance looking for Malik. That knocked aside off the end boards. Malik now picks it up. Whoa, he is knocked off the play there. No call coming, but it comes to Dawson. Dawson for Dorchin. Dorchin, knocked away, and here's comes a chance for Rochester. In, alone, at the circle. Shot, and saved by Buds. And a huge collision after that one, as Rochester now in front and 2 players down. What a dangerous play by number 1, as he has just been throwing his body around here. And unfortunately, I think he took the worst of that one for him. But heavy collisions out here after that play on the stop on the breakaway, as that'll bring us a stoppage in play. But as I mentioned, clock just running here. 12:45 on the clock and running as Rochester player down on this one. We'll take a quick break as he's attended to, and we'll be back for the continuation of this third period in just a moment. All right, ready for the start action now after the attention given to the Rattlers player. 11:25 and running here on the clock as faceoff will come at the just outside the Caesars blue line. As puck now one near side for Caesars. Back is Parker. Parker looking forward for Lucia, but here's a chance in the slot. Knocked aside. Sublin picks it up there. Sends it off the far side boards, but Rochester holds it in there. Rochester with the puck at the point. Del Monte trying to fight for it there. Now comes around near side. Parker giving chase for. Now to come out and down the length of the ice. Rochester retreats in their own zone. Del Monte heavy on the pressure on the forecheck. Puck now out. Now here's another chance. Rochester in, but Parker gets back defensively. Now sends it near side as a stop. Shot into the slot. Shot again. Save again and score. As Rochester back on the board again on the second and third effort, as that'll give Rochester a 6-5 lead with 10:20 and counting in this one. Off the face-off, it's deep in the Caesars zone. Bolin back to pick that one up. Sends it around for Johnson. Johnson in front of his own bench, looking for Fortin. They connect. Fortin through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Looking back for Dawson, but it's off to his stick. And Rochester putting pressure on here. As Caesars now sends it forward for Fortin. Fortin, though, loses it there. And puck comes off the near side boards. Caesars tries to bank it out, and they get it to the point. Geiber, long shot in, and glove save with traffic in front. 9:21 to go in this one. The clock is running on the curfew clock. Rochester out to the 6-5 lead here. We'll see if Caesars can answer back again. They've got a defensive zone face-off to contend with here, as it's 9 minutes and rolling here in this one. Face-off won back by Caesars. Puck now at the circle, now near side boards for Fortin. Comes out to neutral ice, and that'll go on an offside call. 8:51 remaining here in the third period. Right now, Rochester content to let time run off on this one, as Caesar's going to need to bring the energy to get this one equalized again. 8:40 to go in this one. Gunn not able to control that face-off. It goes in on Bud's off his trapper. Whoa, knocked aside as trouble there. As lucky on that one. Malik brings the puck forward. It's knocked off his stick deep in the Rochester zone now. Puck around to the far side. Garrett Gunn fighting for it there. It's along the far side boards. He's in there as well with Medley. But Rochester comes away with it. 2-on-2 if they hurry. Rochester into the offensive zone. Knocked aside there by Dorchin. And puck along the end boards. Gunn fighting for it there. He's taken down as Rochester sets up, looking for a shot, but that one comes aside to Malik. Malik looks forward for Medley. Medley into the offensive zone. Now puck along the near side boards. 7:45 to go in this one. Caesars looking to push it towards the goal mouth. Garrett Gunn out to the point. He'll carry it now to the far side boards. Lets a shot go. Tries a tip drill with Medley. Gunn still on it now. And out to the point for Sublin, but Rochester the other way. 2-on-1 developing again. Rochester in, 2-on-1. Into the slot, shot, knocked in, score! Right back on a give and go as Rochester ran that one to perfection. And that makes it a 7-5 lead for the Rattlers. $6.50 to go in this one, as it's a 2-goal deficit now for Caesars. See if they can put the offensive pressure on now, as it's Dawson, puck in his own zone, sends it off the boards in front of his own net, and Rochester will send it back towards the offensive zone, fighting for it in front of the Caesars bench. As both teams fighting for it there. Dawson and Del Monte there for Caesars. Big number 1, who I don't have a name for Rochester. Looking to send one to the slot, now out to the point. Sent back around the boards, one will have it there. As Parker trying to fight for position and the puck there. Caesars will come away with it. No, off Lucia's stick. And puck now into the slot. Bouncing, rolling puck. And it'll come away to Del Monte. Del Monte looking forward for Lucia. Out to the blue line and an offside call. 6 minutes and counting on the running curfew clock here. As that'll bring a face-off in front of the Caesars bench. They're looking at a 2-goal deficit here, trying to pick up the pace and keep up the offensive zone pressure. As we're going to have some conversation here with the officials. Not sure what about. As tick-tock, folks, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. As we are trying to get ready for the face-off here. 5:20 now remaining on that running curfew clock. Garrett Gunn wins that face-off. It'll go back into the Caesar zone along the end boards. Now puck out in front to the slot. Garrett Gunn fights for it. Nice defensive job there, but taking off his stick. And Rochester back the other way. No, now to Graham Johnson. Graham Johnson tries to clear the zone and finally does. And it'll trickle into the Rochester zone. They'll knock it right back out. Now Caesar's right back in, and that's offside. As they're going to send that one down the length of the ice and call that an intentional offside with 4:45 and running clock on this one. Well, by the time we get this face-off dropped, we'll be under 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this one. Rochester out to a 7-5 lead. Puck is dropped as puck now comes near side for Sam Fortin. Fortin picks it up, banks it off the near side boards. That will go, though, for an icing call. Too far. And 4:20 and remaining clock here. Caesars quickly running out of time as that clock is running here as we run up against the curfew time for Rochester. 7-5 is the Rochester lead. 4 minutes showing on that clock. Garrett Gunn set to take the face-off for Caesars. Puck into the slot. As then cleaned up there by Calicut. Calicut will bring it out to neutral ice. Now to Fortin. Fortin into the offensive zone. Passed off for Johnson. Johnson driving towards the net. Chance in front. Knocked aside. Garrett Gunn fighting for it there, but Rochester will send it down. It would go for an icing. We'll see if it gets there, and it, is waved off at the last second. Not quite sure what they were waiting for on that decision, but puck now out to the point for Rochester. They'll send it to the far side boards. 3:20 to go in this one. Puck now around behind the Caesars net. Calicut comes near side. Looking for Johnson. Johnson sends it near side for Fortin off the boards. Fortin for Gunn. Gunn into the offensive zone, but taking off his stick and into the corner. Oh, Gunn with a heavy hit there, and that's going to send Garrett Gunn to the box. With 3 minutes and counting, they're going to call an elbowing call on this one. And that may all but run the timeout on this bad boy, as it is 2:50 and running clock here. Faceoff will go down in the Caesars zone. It's a 7-5 lead for Rochester, and we're watching time tick away. 2:40 to go in this one. Always interesting that by the time Garrett Gunn sits down on this one, his 1 minute 30 seconds will be just about over, as it's running off with the curfew clock. So by the time they drop this puck, he'll have about a minute to go in that penalty. Rochester sends it around to the boards, and now comes around near side. Rochester setting up for the power play. It's going to be big number 1 there along the far side boards. Parker tries to pick it up off his stick and does. Parker looking to send it out. It goes to neutral ice. We've got 2 minutes to go in this one. Puck back in the Rochester zone now, as they'll send it forward, looking for a 3-on-1. Now a turnover. Here's a chance for Rochester, but just too far out in front. They'll pick it up along the near side boards. Now, chance out to the point. Long shot, bouncing puck, knocked away, and into the far side boards. Caesars tries to send it down the length of the ice, and they do. That goes, though, for an icing call. 1:35 to go in this one, and that'll take everybody down the ice again as the clock keeps ticking. And that will be a long bit of time coming off the clock on this one. 7-5 is the Rochester lead. Face-off will go to the left of the Caesars net. Puck dropped. Rochester wins it up to the point. Now to the far side. Now chance here into the slot again. Rochester tries again. Oh, that knocked aside, and puck comes near side. Now Rochester still fighting for more. It's into the slot, but no one home on that one. Puck out to the point. Long shot, bouncing puck, and saved by Buds with 55 seconds and counting in this one. Clock still running. 50 seconds to go here. As time just going to run out here on Caesars, unfortunately. Hard-fought game for both teams. Great job by Caesars to get back into this one after a big early lead for Rochester. Puck off the end boards. Rochester has it there. Collision as they'll get it to the near side corner. Trying to set it up to the point, but Kai Malik comes away with it there. Malik coming 1-on-2. See if we can get Lucia into this play as well. Malik at the circle. He's bumped off the puck there. And puck along the near side boards. Puck comes along those near side boards. 15 seconds to go in this one. Puck now deep in the Rochester zone. 10 seconds to go in this one. As Rochester looking for a long pass forward. It's a 1-on-3 here. They'll send it up off the Caesar defender, and time will run out on this one. It's a 7-5 win for Rochester here on their home ice. As we will watch the handshake line here. 7-5 win for Rochester. We thank everybody for watching along with us here for Buds Broadcasting and Little Caesars 2013 hockey. We'll look forward to seeing you for a future game as we'll check that schedule and let you know the next one coming up here for Caesars. As we thank everybody again for watching along with us. Next game is scheduled to be a week from today, Thursday the 17th. As that will be at the home ice at Farmington against the 2013 CompuWare team. So mark your calendars, and we will get you a link out for that broadcast in just a little while. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and have a great night.